and welcome everyone to Fab Friday, episode 6. We are here with the gorgeous and glorious Amanda Reese, and then our hosts are here in the studio. They'll be joining us in a little bit. As y'all are coming on live, we would love to know where you're watching from today. Say hello to us, especially the fabulous Amanda Reese. She is such a boss. I freaking love her. This whole thing that I've just been saying has been voice dictating into my browser this whole time. I don't know why I had to show you that, but I thought it was like hilarious. It's like my entire intro in my phone right there. Good morning, Gina. Hello, Meta. Gina saying good morning. Paula, welcome. You guys, we have a lot of awesomeness happening here on Fab Friday today, so make sure you share away. There are 2 reasons for that. One, because I'm going to be pulling all of, let's see, it's always the way I don't expect, all of the brilliance out of this brain right there and sharing it with you today. This woman has done some fantastic and amazing things, and she did it. Hold on, I feel like I'm too tall. There we go. And she did it all very just like intuitively. The flow as her business has grown and developed, and she's done these incredible things is amazing. And the second reason you should totally share this is because this week our fabulous sponsor of the giveaway is, hold on, I'm finding my banner. Okay, I'm about to cover your face with a cupcake, Amanda. Do you give me permission to put a cupcake on your face?
Absolutely.
All right, so we have this super cute, oh look, Amanda is a cupcake, like right now. We have this amazing bath bomb cupcake from Vanity Tray LLC. You can go check out the website and all her stuff. She's got the coolest assortment of spa products. She is a mom, an amazing woman creating this, and it's just like it's in that phase where things are like organically happening and growing and evolving. And I would love for you to show her some support. She's got great stuff, and then she is going to be giving that fabulous strawberry cupcake bath bomb to one lucky viewer this week. So share away, tag your friends if you think there's awesomeness. And now I have, oh good, LBB is in the studio too. Yay, she said hello to you in the private chat, just so you know. All right. Sorry, I go like this, like a million miles an hour when I first start up. I'm going to stop for a second to give you a chance to say hello.
You're always a million miles an hour. I don't know. It's not just right now. I've known you long enough now. You can't pull
It's true. It's true. It turns on my eye, like being with people, even if it's just remotely.
Yes.
All right. You might know some of these beautiful people who are saying hello to you. I'm going to let you say hi to a couple of them.
There's Sarah and Christine.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, here's Janine.
Yes. Hi.
Sacramento. Ohio. Yes. So fun. Yay.
Ladies. Hi.
Oh, this wonderful ladies. Welcome, everyone. All right, Amanda. So, okay, I already know a little bit about how you got started. As far as, actually, no, I don't. You began in network marketing and then quickly expanded into a product line, into a subscription service, into like knowledge-based coaching, training. You're an incredible makeup artist. You have, well, I mean, that's an entire separate thing, even beyond like the entrepreneurial side of how you monetized your skill. There's also like you've been in print. You have just done so many things. And I just now realized, like, I don't actually know if that was where you started or if you had been entrepreneurial and in this area before we met.
Well, it's actually kind of interesting is that before I ever did, the marketing, network marketing, I worked for my grandfather, and he's a brilliant man. He's very old school. He's tough. Okay. He came from nothing, literally nothing. And he's built quite an empire for himself. And, not just with real estate, he owns a lot of real estate here in California, but he also had a tallow business that he made with his grandfather, and it was their partners that they had were kind of running him over. He was older. They were kind of trying to push him out. They were trying to make that side of the business go bankrupt so that they could just take over versus buying him out. It was like a really big mess, and he was in his 70s.
Crafty.
Yeah. And so I was going to college to be a forensic psychologist at the time.
I can tell, actually, that does not surprise me.
Yes.
It really doesn't.
You could ask me about any serial killer and I would know everything about them. I'm such
I
a creeper.
believe you. Like, I totally see it.
Yeah. And so he hired me on as a part-time job to go through school and to also help him get out of the situation he was in, get more clients and stuff like that. And I gradually just started taking over everything, which I tend to do. But working with him was great. He taught me a lot of what I know today as far as just knowing when to push, knowing when to stop, realizing my ability, because he always expected more than I did of myself. And so because of that, it gave me an eyesight for always wanting more for myself, because he was so hard on me, because he expected such a higher goal.
Everything.
Yes, everything. So, so working with him, it started there really. If we want to talk like business mind and all of that, talking to people and networking with people and understanding how to make money.
And how things happen. Like,
yes,
truly what it's like. That makes sense. And then so from there, were you working there when you started your network marketing business, or was there a gap?
No, there was a little bit of a gap, actually. So I met my husband during this time, and my grandfather was looking to retire, and I had made collectively over $1 million for his company within that year so that he could get out of the debt, and then he was in the green, and they ended up having to buy him out, but he was going to be able to retire. So I actually had gotten one of the largest calf counts in California, and my grandfather said, if you want to take that account and sell it to a hide guy, I know this is going to sound like weird, but
I'm following. I'm from the valley.
It's like a really different world. But he said, I asked permission, and he said, if you want to sell that account to another company, since I'm retiring, absolutely do it and get royalties off of it. And so I did that, and so I was making a paycheck every month for a few years, and that enabled me to not have to work and to move to Washington with my husband, where I could support him in his career growth. So I was able to set myself up in a way that I didn't have to work, and I could move and I could support him in growing his career. And there was that gap where we got married. I got knocked up on our honeymoon.
You guys know how to do it right.
He definitely did. I had too many pina coladas, but that's another thing. And so, and then after I had Piper, that's when I got into the multi-level marketing.
Well, that's super interesting. I'm so glad I asked about that. I love how working for your grandfather, like that was like your training ground where you learned like all of those things about how the networking and how to see an opportunity and how to, like do that thing that we do. And then you applied it everywhere else. And when you started your network marketing business, you were very successful. And then you used that as a springboard, and you evolved into a lot of other things. Tell me a little bit about, first of all, I have to preface this with some of the things Amanda did. She did them before like others were talking about it, before others were like basically following suit. I hadn't seen anybody take the approach that she did, where she took her skills and she created a Patreon. That was one of the first pieces of it, right? As you evolved out, or was there a step before that?
No, well, there was steps before that, just in the fact that, through the multi-level marketing, I found what I was good at. And
Funny how that happens.
Yeah. Yes. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not super, super great at multi-level marketing.
Me neither.
I'm not. I have a lot of really other great attributes, or I think I do. But multi-level marketing isn't one of my top that I'm great at. But in doing the multi-level marketing, it showed me what I was good at through that. And that was makeup application and training other women how to do that. And it was very interesting because I found through the multi-level marketing that people that were selling the product didn't actually know how to apply the product. And so that's kind of what triggered me to get my MUA, get my certifications. I mean, I have lots of certifications outside of Synergence and through Synergence, and I have a lot of different certifications over the years. But once I found my niche, that's when I was thinking, okay, women want to know what face shape they are. They want to know how to apply properly. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to make sense. And so that's where I started to get into that mode, the training mode.
Now, what made you think of Patreon? I actually teach this now. I think it's one of the most brilliant things somebody can do because you don't have to pay up front for it. So I teach people a method that I call profit to prove, evolve into launch. And instead of going and putting up a bunch of money to create their site and all their different things, beginning by offering on a service like Patreon lets them first of all, make sure they have market validation, make sure people genuinely want what they have and that they can deliver, and they can evolve into the other using the cash from that. But I saw you do it first. You're the reason why I even think of that and talk about that. What made you think of it? Where did that come from?
Okay. Do you want honesty or politically correct?
I want honesty.
Okay. I had been doing it for free for a very long time, and for years, okay, teaching for years. And I love what I do. And it wasn't that I didn't get any kind of emotional payment. Okay.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But I get hundreds of messages a day. I get pictures every day of people wanting me to critique their makeup, to give advice and different things. And, on top of that, I also have a life. I'm not a robot, right? So I was trying to balance answering, because I also have to answer everyone. I'm a people person, and if I don't, it gives me anxiety not to mess with everybody. So I was trying to balance everything, and my family members were like, but what are you're stressed out, you are a mess. There has to be a balance. There has to be, you're giving, but you're not receiving in anything in any capacity, except you feel good when other people feel good. Yes, that is a major thing. So I started thinking, okay, how can I continue to help people? Because that's what I want to do. And it makes me feel good. I love to empower women, humans in general. I love that feeling that you get to when you help somebody and they feel confident. It's a great feeling. But the compensation part, there was none. And so that's when I started thinking, okay, how can I make this affordable? How can I do this in a way where I can reach a mass of people but still
receive? Yes. Inhale for the exhale.
Yes. And so that's where the Patreon came in. And I started doing that, which, it is forever evolving as I evolve, right? So this last year was actually a trial year. And
you're creating light bulb moments.
Oh,
there we go.
Yes, good. I'm glad that, you go through whatever you go through, it's to help those light bulbs for other people to go off. So anytime I'm in a stressful situation or anything like that, I try to remember that. Definitely what I'm going through is going to help somebody else someday. But So, this last year has been a trial year, but that's kind of what motivated me to get on the Patreon, was that we needed to have a balance. We needed to have a little give and take.
Guess what? When I joined, first of all, everybody listening and watching, you need to know that regardless of what kind of makeup you wear, if you would like to learn amazingness, Amanda's Patreon is incredible. And what it does is it gives you access to her private Facebook group where the trainings and different things happen. And your tier that's $10, it's only $5 a month, first of all. And it doesn't have a short link, so I made one so that people could find it easily. Okay, so if you want to go check it out and join that, you can go to ieaacad.tc/areese Patreon, so you can find her page quickly and easily. And the $10 tier has been sold out forever. And I went to go make this link, and there were 2 spots. I did not have time. And I joined I upgraded immediately. So there's only 1 left. So y'all might want to get on that if you have wanted a spot. But I have learned so much, and I haven't even gotten to dive in. If you ever see me look slightly prettier than normal, it's because the night before I was flipping through her group, and you just absorb so much. So I had to speak to that because it's legit. It's so amazing. So anyways, I had to. Oh, Amanda froze. So hopefully she will be back. I can hear her. Yes. Let me see. Yes. Either that or she has the best. That's funny. It says Amanda froze, or she has the best known face ever. I think she's having a little bit of internet problem. Hi.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. We'll keep going. All right. So after you expanded into the Patreon, and that grew really well, and now you have this baseline income coming in every month.
Yes.
How much do you just love residual income?
I love residual income.
It is the best. It's so good. So from there, you expanded again. And this, I got to tell you, a lot of us are so fascinated by. You have a beautiful line of lashes, and they're clearly it's not like a boutique is where you place an order for stuff and then you resell. You obviously have some input in what's happening. Tell us about that. How did that happen? Where did that come from?
You know what I really love about where my journey has gone is that it all happened organically. Yes, I put a ton of hard work in, but every door that was open was organic. I didn't have to force it. It's I just kept putting in the hard work, and then doors started opening. And I had been thinking about doing a lash line for a long time, mainly to support my poor habits. Because I love lashes. I always have. And my problem is I, spend the money on the lashes, and I was really bad at keeping them nice after I just rip them off, And so I was like, okay, so I want to do a line just so I have access to lashes anytime I want to. It's a very selfish reason to want to do it. But so I've been actually thinking in my head about it, and I was doing a makeup in-person training, actually, in the Bay Area, and one of the girls who is my friend, and she had no idea I'd been thinking about this. No idea. We started talking, and I was like, yeah, that, I would like to do a lash, and I don't know how it got brought up, but I said, I would really like to do a lash line someday. That'd be really interesting. I think it was because she was talking about her friend who was starting a makeup brush line or something like that. And I said, well, I've been wanting to do a lash line that's so interesting. And she goes, I'll give you the information. There it was. And I said, okay. So then she gave me the information. So then I had to reach out to different manufacturers and find what fit me best, and what, my style and the kind that I wanted, and the packaging. And, I had to develop and design all of that with the manufacturer. And over a course of, 3 to 6 months, it was launched, and I get to now support my poor habit.
That's so amazing.
Yes.
That was really cool. What was the most surprising thing about that process for you?
The most surprising was, well, it was probably, oh, that's a hard one. The most surprising, because there's a lot that surprises me. Probably the most surprising in that process was the fact that I never thought that I could do it. Because in my brain, in my head, I was thinking, oh, manufacturers, and whoa, my cat just tried to go away. No, London. Sorry, she just tried to knock my thing over.
We're used to it around here. Craziness happens on the show all the time. We're good.
Okay, so because you think in your head and you talk yourself out of things a lot. It's like, okay, first of all, how do I even get a manufacturer? How do I even talk to the manufacturer? What even do I want? How do I design a logo, or who do I go to design a logo? It's like overwhelming when you want to start, right? And so you talk yourself out of it because it just, all the steps
seems so big.
Yes.
It's not just like one unknown. It's like this big tangled knot of unknown pieces.
Yes. And if you know anything about me, I'm an Aquarius. I'm the most flighty person ever. Like, I'm like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. My husband always describes me as, and he does call me honeybee. That's been his nickname for me since day one. He's called me honeybee. But he's like, you are like a honeybee. He's like, you have no direction, zero. No direction. You just go to one flower to the next flower to the next flower to the next flower. But every flower you hit is always successful. It always drives something. He's like, there's no straight plan in your brain to get there, but you always get there. Always. And so, yeah. And I was like, okay, and so, when you think about it, and it's all jumbled together, and it's just like, it gets overwhelming because maybe you want to be that, list person where it's like, okay, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. And if you're not, it does become overwhelming thinking about all the steps you have to take if you're like me. So it surprised me that I did it, that I actually accomplished it, and it's been successful.
Incredibly successful. I have a list of things that like I mean to do, like reply to texts and, pay for things, and buying lashes is totally one of them. I have gone to the site a million times and I'm like, and then I see them on somebody, usually Joyanne, and I'm just like, those look so good. I need them in my life. Look at that. And I noticed when I was on your site one time, like you have information about like your eye shape, like in terms of like you designed the lashes like from the perspective of a talented and educated makeup artist.
Yes.
Which is really like different. I haven't seen that in terms of like when I look at, the lashes that I walk by at different stores, you just look at what you can see in the package. And yours, you took into account like several different things.
Yes. Yes. Not every face is the same.
So that's true. And yet
so better.
So revolutionary.
Right? And so it's really important that people know what they're buying and for what eye type that they're buying for.
What is your favorite pair of lashes?
Oh, man. Surprisingly, it's not the one that's named after me. Of course not. I love the Carries. I love the Pipers. I think those would be my top 2. The Carries and the Pipers. The BU ones are really good too. They're like the Pipers, but they're tapered. So if you do have a, hooded eye, that one would be great for you. Actually, any of those would be great for a hooded eye. So you guys ever want
that? You just talk forever. So what's after your lash line, you have recently expanded again, but you're booked out. But tell me about how that next step came.
So, a lot of this has been trial and error. I do a lot of errors, but I don't look at errors as a bad thing.
Mhm.
I look at it as one step closer to success, because if you don't have any errors, how are you going to learn and grow? It doesn't make any sense. That to be perfect is not obtainable. So,
And boring.
so what happened is that I was getting a lot of messages from my one-on-ones. I can't remember, like, you know, they would ask me, I can't remember, you know, what steps do I take to color correct this, or what face shape did I have, or what was my eye type again? And so what I did is I developed a beauty profile, and where I send out a questionnaire and they fill out the questionnaire and they send it back to me. And then I develop a beauty profile based on the answers that they give me, you know, what skin type they are, what kind of discoloration they have, hyperpigmentation, color correction, all of that. I tell them what face shape they have, what eye type, how to apply it properly, all those things. And it's all in this link that after I'm done developing it, I send it to you and you always have access to it. But along with that, you also, next year get 4 sessions with me and we break down your beauty profile and I teach you how to do the steps and do the application process. And then any additional notes that we go through in that one-on-one, I enter into your beauty profile, save it, and then you already have the link. So you'll never forget it. You'll always know it's there. You can always click that link and have access to all of the information that we go over. And yeah, I'm very excited about this.
It is.
I don't know anybody else that has that as of right now. So yeah,
and you did it again, like the way it's a pattern with you. And it's like you're constantly asking yourself what people need and how you can serve that. Like you're super dialed into who your tribe is. You're super dialed into understanding that your business success is tied to serving them. And you continue to find these new ways to basically, I feel like you're a lot like me in that, like, you have to make money to justify doing what you want to do for them. So you're really, because, you know, we have to justify the time that we're not spending with our families, right?
And right. So, we do have some people to answer to,
right? I'm like, well, because I fell into the same trap you did. I would rather be doing nothing than like the business training, the business coaching, and like helping women, you know, uncover their business success. I just had to eventually find a way to monetize that, or else I was going to have to stop. And so anyways, so your beauty profile, you again, and I'm not going to give away the specifics of it because you'll have to connect with Amanda and follow her so that you know when whatever she's releasing next opens. You can follow her on Instagram at Reese. I've got you right here. Reese_beauty. And then look her up on Facebook as well, because when she releases a new opportunity, it is gone like that. Like immediately. We didn't even talk about the insanely tight-knit and supportive communities that you've grown, these groups. Some of them are tens of thousands of women in these groups. So when Amanda releases a product, it's gone. So you better like connect and follow, because not only is she a source of incredible makeup artistry, she speaks to the deep places in your heart without even trying. She's just like showing up for her tribe. And then if you're smart, you just watch what she does and you will learn so much about intuitive business building and creating that empire that like fits your life. She's a master at it, this one. And she's so pretty too.
Oh, you just love me.
I do. I just love you. And you didn't think so when we first met either.
No.
You thought I didn't like her. It was not true.
No.
I had that.
But you know what, Mel? I just saw this quote and it struck me because when I first met you, I was very intimidated by you, right? I was like, oh my gosh, no way, right? So, but you know what? I read a quote and was not your problem. You were not intimidating. It was my feeling of intimidation that was the problem. It was not so that was like a really big mirror moment. Like, look at myself in the mirror. Like, what made me intimidated? Because it wasn't your fault. It wasn't something you did. Why did I have that feeling?
Now I'm sitting here thinking back of people that I've been intimidated by, and I'm like, ooh,
right?
I need to take a moment.
Right?
That one.
Yes.
Huh, that was good.
Yes.
Good stuff. That's awesome. Well, we are going to be bringing in the rest of our fabulous hosts. We're going to continue to have a blast. Those of you who are with us here live, feel free to throw out questions right now. You can ask questions for Amanda if you've got them. You can throw out, we are of course going to have one of our lightning rounds. Amanda will be sticking with us. If you've got an random or just off the wall question that you want to put out there, maybe we will choose one of your questions to answer. We're going to share some takeaways from the week. Amanda can join us for that too. And let me see. Oh, and then again, remember, thank you so much to our incredible sponsor. Let me see if I can find the banner this time. For our giveaway this week. It's being sponsored by Melissa Sullivan of Vanity Tray LLC, and I've got the link. I just didn't put it in here. I'll do that when it won't be distracting, my clickety-clacking. And then Amanda, you're going to be a cupcake again. You ready? All right.
I'm ready.
So when you share this broadcast with your group or your network, or tag a friend, okay, Amanda gets to be the cupcake. You are entered to win this fabulous bath bomb cupcake, strawberry, I believe, from Melissa Sullivan of Vanity Tray, another amazing entrepreneur who is probably going to be a guest very soon as well. So send us some questions. While I bring everybody on, Amanda, will you tell us something about yourself that nobody would ever guess?
Oh man.
I know I like to throw people under the bus while I do the studio things.
I know how to skin a cow.
Very good. Very good. I didn't see that one coming. And on that note, we're going to have to find out how. Welcome, everyone. Leslie, you're muted because you muted yourself. But Leslie, make sure
cow.
Skin a cat. She can skin a cat, this woman. That's something.
Oh.
Okay, let me introduce. I've got Staci Hubbard, the fabulous Leslie Boy Bradley, and then over there in the corner, which I'm pointing the wrong way, is Shawna Rollins, and then we've got next to, dang it, everything's reversed. We've got the fabulous Joyanne Boggs. Please welcome our co-host for this week. We're gonna all hang out and have some fun. And then we're gonna
break bunch.
huh? We should do that. What's the thing where they
yeah.
How did you learn did you say skin a cat? Oh, that's what I was thinking, Deb. A cow.
Cow. C-O-W.
Okay. I don't know why that makes more sense than the cat.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm covering up Leslie's face, but Amanda, has accomplishing these things been as hard as you imagined it would be, or not as hard as you imagined? Leslie's like, does it become easier with each project because you are creating a pattern? That's a really good question.
Does it become easier? Oh man. Yes, to a certain degree, because I have more belief in myself with everything that I've tackled and accomplished. It gives me more belief in myself. So the next thing that I come up with is easier in the fact that I know I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to have the faith in yourself.
I love that. All right. I see some ladies are sharing. Thanks for sharing. Y'all are entered into the giveaway for the cupcake. And now let's take a moment. Do any of you other hosts want to share something, a takeaway from this week, a moment, a lesson learned, anything, or just something random and funny? You can say whatever you want.
Okay, my birds have been quiet. I'm sitting outside on my deck, and the birds have been quiet the entire freaking time.
They're just saying hello to everyone.
No, they are saying hello. They've been quiet the entire time, and then they're like, "Caw, caw, caw."
I wonder who birds
Oh,
Hi, just say hi, Amanda. I've missed you, sweetheart. It's so good to see your face.
It's
Love
good
you.
to see you too.
I feel like Leslie, you should be like this, and Amanda, you should.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Leslie.
I'm sorry. I'm a big dork. I'll stop. Okay. Did somebody have a takeaway for the week? Oh, and if you're an IEA student, feel free to put whatever takeaway or quote or anything you have in the comments. Or if you're just watching, if you had some impacting moment or something like that you learned and you think would be awesome to share, throw it in the comments. We'll share it with the audience too.
Okay, I'll just say something. It's not really a takeaway, but through the mastermind thing, the thing that I always want to leave them with is a challenge. And I have already gotten 5 responses of the challenges this week. And that is from yesterday after the mastermind. And I'm so excited because it shows growth and courage, bravery to just go out there and say, I don't really want to do what you just asked me to do, and I'm doing it anyway. And
what was the challenge?
Okay, so I challenged Diane to reach out personally. I challenged Sylvia to share that 2020, although as hard as it was for the world, it's really created a blessing in her. It's given her back her family time and restored some of the things that busyness stripped away. Courtney Chauffeur is going to show us the branding on her Instagram pages. Gina is bringing out her calendar and showing us where she is setting aside specific time to work.
You actually like created like an individual challenge for each of them.
Yeah, that was my aha moment. I mean, watching the mastermind, I've never included that. And it was interesting because Shawna individualized. I mean, I take notes on everyone just like we all do, but it was so great that Shawna wrapped it up. I know the first 2 pieces, but she added a 3rd piece of giving them each a homework assignment based on their sharing. And I thought, well, mastermind, isn't that brilliant? Okay, Shawna, you're brilliant. And I thought, I'm going to start including that. Of course, we're late in the game, but I think it was a great addition. And I watched Sylvia's challenge. I watched her video. And you're right, Shawna, she did it beautifully. Each one of them is like coming through on the challenges that she gave. And I thought, well, that's just too smart. So thank you for that addition, Shawna. That was wonderful.
I think it's really easy to get in there and talk about things and not act on them.
Oh, shush, I know. It was good.
That the best things that have happened in my life has been someone said, I'm pushing you off the edge a little bit. This is gonna be a little bit uncomfortable, might really scare the bejeebers out of you, but there you go. Yeah, and those have been some of the greatest moments for me when somebody said, do it.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you sometimes just having to rise to the occasion. I mean, you uncover things in yourself you just didn't even really know if they were there or not.
Right.
So,
everybody can, they all acknowledge through the piece of their growth just how they've progressed and grown. And it's, to me, it just makes my heart go,
yeah. That's why you're the best life coach ever.
I don't know about ever, but I'm pretty damn good. No.
You are.
You're pretty damn good. That sounded so southern too, especially amazing. Who was saying something?
A question?
What?
Amanda, how early on in your career, because I was listening the whole time, but I don't know that I caught this. How early on did you incorporate the Patreon into your business?
I started it 2 years ago, but then I had to take a break on it for some legal stuff. And then once I got that all squared away, I started it back up again with a new structure just a year ago.
Gotcha.
That's awesome. I love that. All right. Does anybody else have like a takeaway they want to share, like a value moment that they want to give? We've got great ones coming in the comments. I'll share those in a bit. Anybody else? Okay, then I'll do mine. And that is, and this is for, I continually do this in the academy, where we are really helping develop business structures and helping them create something that's going to fit their life. And then after they do that, like they'll be at the next stage where then you're optimizing, you're building out team and staff, and you're preparing to scale. And I love it because like I'm at this stage where you stop being the entrepreneur or solopreneur and you step into a new role of like CEO, and where you used to solely like lead by inspiration and things, you're having to learn like a completely different way of being. And so I keep sharing the little tidbits from that. And I think the biggest, most impacting thing, and I'm like, if you're still in solopreneur mode, but you know that you want to get to a place in your business where you're running a company, know that it's normal that you're going to have that place where you're like, oh, I kind of suck at some of this. I suck at management, but that's okay because I never learned it. Why would I expect that I would magically know things? I have to go learn. And you like, it's hard because usually if you're an entrepreneur, the very things that make you shine as an entrepreneur are not necessarily the same skill you're going to need. So like to create structure and do like all the actual like management side of things. So don't be afraid to go find people who know what they're doing and take an honest assessment of where your skills are. Because just knowing where you're weak, it tells you exactly where to get better. So that's really my big takeaway. There's just a huge difference between entrepreneur and CEO, and it's okay to have a learning curve. That's mine.
Especially when you've been used to doing things completely for yourself. And you've always, I remember back at a point where I always had an assistant. And the first time I got an assistant, it was interesting because delegating those activities that you're so used to doing yourself and expecting perfection when you didn't have it anyway. I mean, I never did it perfectly. Why would I expect somebody else to do it perfectly? And but it is interesting. And then suddenly being maybe back in a position where you're doing it all yourself again reminds you, wait, I do need that assistant. I do need someone to do the things, and finding the balance of, because the beauty's in the blend, but finding the balance of somebody who does these things better and you do these things better. It reminds me of when Joni hired me in the beginning. She hired me because I did the things she didn't like to do and I did them better than she did. And so it's interesting how you need to find that compatibility and recognizing it's okay to get assistance. It's okay to do that delegation. You don't have to do it all yourself. It comes to, and you don't have to wait till you're at a certain point to do that. Did you find that too, Mel?
In fact, if you wait until that point, then you missed it. Like you got to do it when you don't think you're ready. When you like, or you'll never get there. And one thing you said that is just so good about like the people that have what you don't. I watch so many leaders, and I watch from all around. I've been a part of so many different organizations and different things. I'm always up to something. And I watch people who are visionary or like have that like entrepreneurial spirit surround themselves with people who will tell them what they want to hear or who think they're super awesome. And so it's not that they're yes men, it's that they genuinely like are on board with whatever the person says. You've got to have people that are different from you, and you've got to have people that are smarter than you. You've got to tell you when you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
They call you out in a kind way. I mean,
and they have to be trusted people. They've got to be your tribe. But Staci is wonderful at asking me questions that make me go, oh shoot, that was really dumb. Very gracious, but she's really smart, and she knows a lot of things that I don't. Shawna sees things that I don't. Joyanne thinks in ways I don't. And Leslie has been through so many different experiences in the business world that I never have. So like, yeah, there's another.
Does anybody else though feel like Staci has the ability to give you a bloody nose, but a hug at the same time? It's like it comes as a really hard knock right to the face, but then it's like, but I love you, and you're like, ouch. Okay.
Amanda's laughing because I know she and Staci chat, so she knows exactly what we're all talking about.
Bow and boom.
Okay. Yeah, last Saturday I had a one-on-one with Staci, and I was supposed to be teaching her, and then we ended up her like knocking me around a little bit, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
So good.
You just weird awkward hug.
But I can always help you cover up the knockout if you need any of the,
See?
any of that.
We got all the skills up on this panel right now. All right. I believe it's Shawna prepped a couple of interesting questions for us. And then I'll go, before we end, I'll go grab a couple of the real ones too from in the comments. So you guys can keep those going, or you can throw out some wacky ones. Remember, keep sharing this. You're entered to win the giveaway for the bath bomb cupcake. Let's see. I'm going to cover up Shawna's face really quick. Shawna and Joy and Leslie. There you go. Vanity tray, bath bomb cupcake. Oh, look at now, Amanda, you can be like Vanna White. Oh. Take a bite out of it. I was thinking better. There we go.
I'm pregnant. I'm going to eat the cupcake.
Even if it's made of shea butter, that's okay. From the inside out. All right, Shawna, lay our first question on us.
What's your middle name?
Lee.
Rose.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought you were asking me.
Grace.
All of us. Sorry.
Oh.
And
Okay, Amanda first.
Wait, what?
What's your middle name? When we are all talking at the same time, the audio is garbled. So I was giving you a chance. What's your middle name?
Lee.
Lee. Joy.
Grace.
pretty.
Staci. Are you making the face?
Lee.
Are you refusing to tell us? Or are you frozen?
She's frozen.
All right, Leslie, what's your middle name? At least it frozen.
It's very original, Anne.
That's my daughter's middle name.
Well, it's very much used as an easy middle name. It is. Leslie Ann, Susie Ann, Mary Ann. It's just an easy.
Joyanne.
Off the tongue.
Joyanne. Oh.
It's the same one. How about you, Staci? What's your middle name?
Lee.
Lee.
Oh,
Wait,
same as Amanda.
there we go. What about you, Shawna?
Janae.
That's
Janae?
cute.
What is it?
Janae. Renee with a D.
That's
Oh,
great.
Janae.
Cute.
Oh, cute.
That was a good one. How come none of you ladies out there who are watching this are telling us your middle names? You're supposed to play too. What are your middle names? Sorry, I forgot to tell the rules of the game before we started. You guys get to
There we go. We got some.
There
Cheers,
we
Lee.
go. There we go. All right, what's the next question? I'll keep popping up middle names until we're like into the next question.
What was the nickname that your parents gave you when you were a child?
That's a
Yeah,
good
Joy.
question. Who wants to go first?
I will. My dad called me Dumpling.
What?
Dumpling. Oh, that's cute.
Dumpling.
Mine called me Leslie.
Like just that. I was Bug.
Bug?
Yeah, not sure why. I would love to say it was cute as a bug, but I'm pretty sure that's not it. I think because they still tease me about a praying mantis dance when I was like a toddler. Okay, if I said toddler, that would sound more normal. I think I was like just a kid, and I would do this like dance thing where I would pretend to be a praying mantis, and I'd hold my hands like this, and then I'd do these things with my legs and my knees where I like brought them up really high, like a praying mantis walking, and so they called me Bug.
I worked in theater reenactment.
I decline. Although I did bring back that general move when Moana came out, and there's the crab. We were listening to the soundtrack in the kitchen, and I started like swinging my hands around like they were like to the Shiny song. Some of you moms will know what I'm talking about. To the and so I was like dancing, and then my husband was nowhere to be found. This was just in front of my like little kids, because they don't judge me. They still think I'm funny. They haven't gotten old enough to decide I'm lame. So we brought back the praying mantis dance and turned it into a crab dance. And when Moana songs come on at the water park, they honest to God think I'm going to do it there. And I'm like, no. Sorry. Okay, so we have Princess, but she's not telling me.
I was Pooh Bear. I'm still Pooh Bear to this day. Pooh Bear since I
Pooh Bear.
my whole life.
That's a good one.
Now I'm really concerned. Did my parents not love me that they never gave me an endearing name?
Oh, no, it's not just you. Look at Sylvia didn't have a nickname either.
I'm going to call my mom.
Mom. So Janine didn't either. Friends call me.
I'm going to mute and find out.
Do it. I'm like, that's funny.
I call my granddaughter Buttercup.
Aw.
She's the
Mine
best.
was always Joy. I'm still Joy.
Be able to choose mine. I wanted it to be something like cute, like Tink or something, and it was a bug.
And a bug. Stacy, did you have one?
This is Melissa Sullivan that just gave her. She's the founder of Vanity Tray with our Fab. She's our sponsor this week, and I'm really curious about the story behind Deuces. Actually, what Stacy did you ever tell us?
I can't think of one.
That's a good one,
It's
Katie.
probably.
They didn't have one. She said, and I said, did you have a nickname for me? She said, let's see, Leslie. I said, yeah, I know. That was it.
Count. Covers anything but Daddy.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
I am, because I'm about to tell another story, and I just shouldn't, because I will get myself in trouble with this one. So please ask the next question.
Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
I'm saying yes, because if they can give up on bacon, then they don't get animal crackers either.
Okay, I don't care.
All right. To be fair, I was a forced vegetarian for a year because I had health problems, and I will eat an animal cracker because let me tell you, being a vegetarian is.
You're like, no, you got it backwards. Now they deserve all the animal crackers. I don't actually hate vegetarians or anything. I just sounded funny, so I said it.
At this moment, I'm like, can you save your daughter to be my new grandson's future bride?
Wait, what? Are you
What?
saying?
Yes, I'm talking to you. Can you save your new baby girl to be my new grandson's future bride?
Sean is trying to hook up an arranged marriage right now.
We will be taking interviews. We'll need to know what colleges he's planning to attend.
My
it is
man with a
definitely-
great mullet. That's all I can say. I mean,
We do like a great mullet. My husband is from West Virginia, so
his dad has one. My son. It's ridiculous.
Gina corrected the word underneath. She meant to type in koi fish. And when you unfold it in your brain, that's like a great question. I'm going to go with there is never any excuse for cannibalism in any form. So I'm going to go with yes. It's wrong.
Now.
I have the maturity of a 12-year-old boy.
Dang! Oh my god!
I knew where you were going.
And see, I'm slow, so it took me a while to get there.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Please.
Oh, they actually did that in Japan, though. They fed goldfish to koi fish.
I got hot.
Okay, next question.
If Kim Kardashian and Keanu Reeves were both drowning, who would you jump in to save?
Oh, Keanu.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
I can't swim very well.
100%.
Nobody.
What?
No.
Nobody. Like, I want to see them both, but like I'm a terrible swimmer.
Okay,
But
Keanu
you
Reeves.
can push them from the side.
Well, then I wonder which one would save you.
Keanu Reeves.
I would-
Who?
And Kim
Yeah,
Kardashian.
not the face.
I would say Keanu.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying
I-
Keanu.
Yeah.
Who's the other? Keanu.
Kim Kardashian.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, neither of them.
Okay, me, Staci, and Deb are all like, well, we don't want to drown. Okay, Kamala has the real solution.
Keanu Reeves.
Nope.
I just feel bad. Now I feel like I have to save Kim because nobody else wants to save her but me.
Her hair would drown
You
them all.
know,
I'll save you.
You know, Kim
Someone-
is a distant
You can
relative.
save Kim, and
you-
they all got Keanu. It's
Wait,
fine.
hold on, Leslie.
Yeah.
Leslie, what?
You know, Kim is a distant relative.
She's a distant.
I'll-
Kim Kardashian's a distant relative of yours.
Yeah.
That is a fun fact.
In fact,
Kim chose
before
Keanu.
Bobby Kardashian, Robert Kardashian passed away, he used to come to every 4th of July party at one of my cousin's houses. And I never met Kim or any of the Kardashian girls. I just know Bobby's probably turning over in his grave, watching what's happened to his daughters. But yeah, so I think that's but
You never know what you're going to find out on Fab Friday.
hello.
I'm gonna think that Kim Kardashian doesn't really need any help though because she's got so much booty. She's buoyant.
She would be floating.
Alyssa was asking the same thing. And then she was like, well, that was me. But what's really funny is that then y'all said that.
No. But Alyssa is kind of a scientist, so now I feel like a genius.
Don't you? But I mean, built-in floaters. Even if she was face up or face down, she's gonna float.
There you go. In that case, I would too. But I'd probably just end up doing this.
Not me. I would just be sinking face down. Because the only buoyancy is on my backside, so I think it's just a sinker.
Oh my god.
Oh well.
Okay. At what age is it acceptable to lose your filter?
What if you never had one?
Wait, do you mean, are you doing filter like you're?
Are you not getting filter?
Or
Are you? Do you
filter
mean
like-
filter by filter
Filter.
or filter? Okay. Well, sorry, I was misinterpreting filter. Because I have no filter.
I will do.
Okay.
Amanda, we were thinking alike.
You guys can like high five. Boom.
Yeah.
There we go. So I was thinking verbal filter, and I don't have one to begin with, so I can't lose mine.
No,
Go ahead, Staci. What?
don't know what's happening.
I don't know. I can't tell if that's because it's all craziness happening or if it's because your camera keeps freezing.
No,
I
it's just craziness here.
I figured.
I feel like
Oh
it's
my-
about context.
Hannah says, I literally thought you were going to say.
Well, Hannah, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought filter was. Sorry.
And again, I'm slow. I still
thought you
didn't
were-
know that's what you guys were
It's
saying.
her name, yeah.
I didn't know. I thought like, okay, I'm with Paula. I was thinking like
Yeah.
Well, we
saying
all know who the dirty ones are in this panel.
I don't have a good filter, but I keep thinking at 70, it's kind of appropriate that other people don't expect you to have one. And so
This is true.
the next 17 years of my life, I'm really trying to contain that so that when I turn 70, I can let it loose and say whatever I want and be like, I'm 70.
Well, shut up. I've only got 5 years to go, so thank you very much.
That sounds insane. There's no way. There's no way.
You know
Okay,
what? I believe in, can I just mention, I believe in no filter as long as it's not unkind. And I also think the only thing about a filter that you have to be careful of, I remember when my mother-in-law turned a certain age. And when I said, so how you doing, Mom? She goes, you know what? I'm not doing well. I said, oh, because usually it's, I'm fine. I'm okay. You know, the normal response. From that point on, her attitude went completely down. Because every time you'd say, how are you? She said, I'm not going to lie anymore. I'm going to tell the truth. And you know what? She became that truth. And I don't know that that's so healthy. I think you have to be careful. That's where I think the fake it till you make it stuff that we think is not okay can be okay. Because what you talk about, you bring about. And the more you verbalize, I'm not doing so well and everything is crappy and da-da-da-da-da. Man, you start believing it and living it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with continuing to say, I'm great and getting better. I'm doing great, even when you're not, because you can convince yourself. You can talk yourself into a better day, a better attitude. And I'm just cautious of that. Don't do that in 17 years, Shawna. Where are you? Over there.
I'm not talking about that. No. Because I'm a big positive thinker, but I'm just saying being able to say what you want and not being really concerned about how it impacts the rest of the world. Because now I'm freaking 70 and I can say it.
You know what? I woke up yesterday because I'm the biggest people pleaser on the planet. The biggest people pleaser. And I don't know if I just caught up to the rest of the world because I was hanging on to this hope that my kid would go back to school because she's in private school. And that all fell apart. Okay. So yesterday I woke up and I was like, I don't care about one single person today. Not one single person do I care about today. Not one. I'm done. And I went on like rants all day. It was like a 1 free day of like ranting on Facebook in person. It was like I had just flipped a switch for one day. I was like living a different life. And I was just like, I don't care anymore. So maybe it's 34. I don't know. But I had that yesterday. And it was very funny because my husband's like, what is wrong with you? Because I am not like that at all.
Kind of freeing though, isn't it?
It's like
it was great. I felt like I just like
pressure.
We spend way too much time caring what others think. Absolutely, Staci. You should freeze like that.
Yes. Oh, it was great.
Did you guys miss? I accidentally poked Mel's boobs. I didn't mean to.
I thought it was cute.
Leslie caught it. She was giggling. Oh.
Thank you, Amanda.
This is why we're so awesome. All right, so I'm gonna scroll up. We're gonna end. I feel like we could just hang out forever, but I saw some actual really great questions, and y'all have chatted with us so much I can't get to them. So let me see if I can remember. I know one of them was someone was asking Amanda. I think it was Janine from IEA. She's one of our students, and she was asking you if you've got a tip for marketing yourself.
Yeah. So let me tell you, when I first started, I was trying to be like everybody else that was successful because that was like the model of how we were taught. Like I had to be step by step and I had to do A, B, and C. And I am not A, B, and C. I'm like A, Z, M, O. Like I was trying to do YouTube step by step and it was a mess. I was trying to market myself like very professionally and I'm just not that person. So as soon as I just let my hot mess inner self like just be who I was live, and if I messed up, I messed up and I am who I am. If my kid came in and handed me a dead spider live, like that's just what it was, you know. And that's when I became popular. When my thing started to grow was when I went true to myself. Yeah. So you have to be true to yourself. You have to, or it's not going to grow organically.
So good. Market who you really are, not who someone else is. not who you wish you were.
Mm-hmm.
Connect with your true identity, like embrace it and market that, and your tribe finds you. And in Amanda's case, masses of them found her.
There's a lot more hot mess people than you think.
This is true. We are proof of that right here. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Amanda, thank you so much for being here with us today. This was
Thank you for having
amazing.
me.
It was so valuable. And then everybody, I'm going to read off her. Hold on. I'm sliding over to our text so that I can make sure I hit. You can find her again on Facebook. Look up hashtag BUMUA Makeup and Training Group. It is fantastic. She's got a free group. There are how many thousands of people in there?
27.
27,000 women in there. It's a wonderful community. I'm in there. Actually, I've got a training in there too, not on makeup. You don't want to learn makeup from me. All kinds of fun stuff. There's value everywhere in there. And then I'll put up the links to her Instagram and Patreon again in a moment. Her lashes link, just go to bubyamandareese.com. All one word, obviously, but no dashes or underscores in that. And you can support her. And everybody remember, I'm going to put up the link to Vanity Tray's website where you can browse not only that fabulous cupcake. Everybody get ready to be a cupcake again. There we go. You can not only get the awesome cupcake, but there are like mummy bath bombs, Day of the Dead. Like she's got cool stuff, y'all. So go check that out and remember to share and tag your friends who you think might genuinely find some value. Please don't spam anybody. We never want to be like rolled up in a slab of spam anywhere. When I hear spam though, I just literally think of the slices of it and I'm like, please don't roll us up like pigs in a blanket. We don't want to spam anybody. Only if you think they will genuinely find value. And then we will announce the winner of that giveaway next week on Fab Friday, where we are going to have the fabulous, kitty cat, Stephanie New, right? Or do I have it reversed? Is it Kristen Slough? We have
Next week, I think it's Stephanie.
It's a
Next week,
surprise.
It will be either Stephanie New or Kristen Slough, depending on
it's
which.
Stephanie.
Stephanie, awesome. So this is going to be really excited because we are going to talk diversity and we're going to ask all the awkward white girl questions that you really want to ask because it's important. I didn't say that word right. It came out important, but it's fabulous. A fabulous moment to sound like a hick. That was it right there. So we're going to have some really awesome fabulous stuff. We might have another guest joining us for that. I think it's going to be a fabulous time. Who knows what's going to happen? Don't know. Amanda, I hope you can join us again sometime.
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. And then thank y'all. And I'm really bad at ending this, so you know how it is. We just